You don't have to do anything. My advice would be to write it down. You don't have to write it all the way down. You could write it down to like where it says 1/6. Because once you see what's going on there, you're good. I wouldn't write that whole thing down. That thing goes on forever and ever and ever. I just stopped at 10 because this is the one I found. I mean, you could stop at the 1, 5, 10, 10, 5, 1 if you wanted to.
I don't understand. I'm trying to find like a pattern in it.
Oh,
I don't understand it.
Once you see it, it's
Like I can tell, but I can't like figure it out.
because all you really got right now going for you, you know, that starts with a 1 and 1 goes down the side and then it goes 2, 3. Yeah. Once I point out, easy.
Well, okay, I know it goes +1 on like the first two of them, and then it goes +5, +6, +7, +8, +9. But then it goes
See, it
15, +11.
it's
Or we got
even
+1.
easier than that.
It's not easier than that.
Yes, it is.
Or else I would know it.
Oh, I got it.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do.
Nope.
Once you see,
I'll go point it out to you right now.
No.
okay, wait, not yet.
No.
Wait, I'm pretty sure.
Seriously, once you see it, it becomes the next. You can tell me. Maybe you could tell me the beginning of the next line if you have it down. So like I stopped at 1:10:45. I stopped there.
Wait, yeah.
Do you think you know? Well, you don't have to do the whole thing, but if you could start it. So tell me what you think the first numbers would be.
Like bottom left,
Yeah, starting over here.
it'd be 1 and 11.
Okay. What would be my next one?
55.
Okay, so you see what's going on.
Yeah.
Okay, you don't have to do any more than that because I don't expect you to. Oh, look at that. I said if you see it, once you see it, it's
Bro, what are you?
and it's not like he even had anything open, and actually the book stopped at the 1/6 row, so I just found this one online. He's the smartest man alive. Because it's not.
I'm not even trying.
Once it's pointed out, you'll be like, ooh. Oh. No. Keep on. Probably ought to take them down. Okay.
Wait.
Did you almost have it?
The suspense is killing me. Just tell me. I hate not knowing it.
Okay. Okay, that's not. Okay, so on here I have Pascal's triangle. Again, this pops up, this kind of section in here pops up in stats, especially the big kind of formula thing I'm going to give you. Okay, so Pascal's triangle, you notice some things up there. You notice that it starts with a 1 up top, and then there's ones going down the side, so it's always going to be like that. And you can kind of follow them here, but you have 2, 3, okay. But then what kind of happens here? So how do I get to each row? Well, here's how you start. Start with just 3 1s right there. Now, you're always going to start with a 1, you're going to end with a 1, but how am I getting these numbers here? I add the 2 numbers that are right above them. 1 plus 1 is 2. So if I start with a 1, 1 plus 2 is 3. 2 plus 1 is 3. End with a 1. Start with a 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 3 plus 3 is 6. 3 plus 1 is 4. And I end with a 1. And that's what I'm doing. So if you take any triangle of numbers here, 15 plus 20 is 35.
Who made this?
Mr. Pascal. If you have 10 plus 5, that gives you 15. So if you always start with a 1 and you end with a 1, to get to the next number, add the 2 that are right above it.
What's the point of this?
Yeah, more like yay for learning this.
You know, that
Oh,
this sounds like a stupid puzzle.
it's just another stupid puzzle. Just play on your phones.
I like that.
Go for it. I'm not giving you this on the test, so this is not on your cheat sheet. So
Why were you?
you can figure it out on your own.
Are you scared? Just
What?
Is this gonna be on the test?
No, there's gonna be on the test, it's not on your cheat sheet, so know how to get to the ropes. Okay, so you see the pattern now?
So that way, any of them?
You start with 3 1s at the top,
Oh, yeah, this is-
and then start with a 1, and then you have 2. Okay, so what we're gonna use this for today is we're gonna use this with kind of multiplying stuff. All right, don't write this down. Okay, so don't write this down. What I wanted you to do is just kind of look at it. Okay, so it says evaluate x plus y cubed. Now, x plus y cubed would be x plus y times x plus y times x plus y. And if you kind of did all your magical FOIL stuff, and then you added all your like terms, the bottom, that is what you would end up with. You've done that before. You probably did that in Algebra 2. Okay, now, what number is in front of that x squared? Or x cubed, sorry. There's always a 1 there. What's the number in front of the y cubed? What number is always there?
1.
1. Okay. Where did you just see those numbers? 1, 3, 3, 1. On the triangle you just wrote down. Okay. So instead of writing out x plus y times x plus y times x plus y, we're going to do this without multiplying all that out. Okay. So now look at your x, variable x. Look at the exponents. It goes from 3 to 2 to 1, and then there's no, right? What about y? And the first one, there's no y. Then there's a y, then there's a y squared, and then there's a y cubed. If you'll notice at every single time, there's always 3 variables there. So the first one I have x cubed, and then I have x squared and a y. There's 3 of them there. Then I have an x and a y squared, and then I have a y cubed. So whatever my number is up top, like I had x plus y cubed, that's the number of variables I'm going to have in each term. But the 1, 3, 3, and the 1 came from my triangle. Okay, so write these 2 down, leave yourself a little bit of space. And you're going to want a calculator for this.
Thank you, Blake. Just have to take that out eventually.
Oh, I better write that down.
You need directions on here to tell you what to do.
So it helps you think of the not gonna do.
Okay, can I get out of here and, okay,
She has them half a page straight.
what's this
Let
matter?
me see your
They're
paper.
quarter
Like,
of
just
the
hold it
page.
up.
Quarter of the page.
What's the matter?
He's complaining about how much space I have.
Yeah, that's it. It's probably.
I just need to write big. That's all. That's why I give myself, I don't need that much space to do this. Okay, so instead of writing all these out, which I did have a kid one time, I had it to the 8th and he multiplied everything out and we were done. And he goes, yep, that's what you get. So I was like, don't do that. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to go to the row that has the 6 in it and tell me what numbers go across with that 6.
1, 4, 6, 8.
No, the 6 so where it says 1 and then 6.
Oh, 15, 20,
1, 6, 15,
Oh, well, there's a 6 in the fourth line.
20, and then 15, 6, and then 1. Okay, I'm just writing these numbers right here because I'm going to use those and I don't have to look back at that again. So whatever power you have, that's kind of the row. Go to the one that says like 1, 6. If I had it to the 10th, you go 1, 10, and that would be your row there. Okay, so we're going to expand this out without doing any kind of foiling whatsoever. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that first number, 1. And then I'm going to put my x to the 6th. So this is how many terms I'm going to have here. This is my first one. My first one's just going to have an x. I'll bring in the y here in a second. Okay, now I'm going to put my next number there, 6. Your x is going to come down 1. And then you're going to have a y. You're always going to have 6 variables in there because it's to the 6th. What's the next one going to be?
15.
X to the
4 y squared.
next one. I got x cubed, y cubed. X goes down 1, y goes up 1. And then at the end, I should have no x's and I should just have the y. So I started off with x, went down 1, added 1, and then at the end I have this. So if you, and don't do it, if you were that kid that said x plus y and you wrote that out 6 times and you foiled like crazy and you added like terms, you did all that stuff, this is what you'd end up with. Okay, so that was not too bad. What's different about this one?
There's a coefficient.
There's a coefficient of 5. There's a minus sign in there. So let's do this one. Okay, so now it's to the 7th. So read me across that row that's 1, 7. 1, 7, 21, 35, and then 21, 7, and 1. That's it? Okay, so I'm just writing those numbers. You don't have to write them. I'm just writing them right there because I don't have them in front of me. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing, but at the end here, you're going to have to use a calculator because you got this guy right here. All right, so let's start this off with 1. x to the 7th. You don't have to put the 1 there if you don't want to. I just put it there because it's in that list of numbers there. All right. Then I'm going to do this. I'm going to drop my 7. Going to go down 1. And then I'm going to put that next term, I'm going to do it like that. Because before I had a y, this time I have a minus 5y. And my next one, I'm going to drop a 21, and then I'm going to have what? X to the 5th. And then I'm going to put this squared. Okay. Oh, I'm going to run out of room. 35, and then I'll have x all right, and then I'm going 35. Oh, I'm going to have to go down below here. Okay, I'm going to kind of go over here. And then what do I have? X squared. And then I go to the end. Okay. I write real big, so I kind of ran out of room. Well, now you got to do a little bit of multiplying.
A little bit.
Just a little bit. Okay. So I have 1x to the, so I just put the 1 there. Okay, so now I'm going to have an x to the 6 and I'm going to have a y. So what's 7 times negative 5?
Negative 35.
I'm just multiplying now. Okay, my next term, I'm going to have an x to the 5th and I'm going to have a y squared. So what's 21 times negative 5 squared? It's 21 times 25. Yeah, I don't have an answer in front of me, do I? Oh, I do. 525. 525, and then. Okay. The next one, I'm going to have an x to the 4th, and I'm going to have a y cubed, because I got to have 7 of them there. So tell me what 35 times negative 5 cubed.
Negative 4,375.
Okay.
No, it's just all one time.
Okay.
Sorry.
I don't care.
Now this one, I'm going to have an x cubed and a y to the 4th. So what's 35 times negative 5 to the 4th?
You messed it up too loud.
You said 20.
21,875.
Okay. Oh boy. Okay, so there was that one. Okay. I'm gonna have an x squared and a y to the 5th because you know the variables have to go down one and up one. Okay, so what's 21 times negative 5 to the 5th? I mean, I can just do it. What is it? 65, 625? Or what? 65, 625. X squared, Y 5. Oh, I ran out of room. Oops. I won't give you big numbers like this. Okay, so I don't know what the last one is. 78125. Okay, I won't give you big numbers like this. Trust me, I keep it down low. I did this 1 to the 7th, but I won't have you do anything that long. Okay, so first thing I do is pull the numbers right off that triangle, and then I'd start with the 1, highest power, and then the next number, go down 1, add the next term. That would be -5 to the 7th. Because I'm not going to have any X's there. Those are gone. I'm going to have a Y to the 7th, so it's just whatever that number was. I had the answers right here. I didn't realize I had the answers. Okay. I'm trying not to listen right now. But it probably